is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. 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 Going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. 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 I'll keep going till my feet become blown.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and Rolex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town.
Welcome back, everyone. We are here for more ESL Challenger League in the South American region. I am Travis, alongside Hayes. We have been around the block in this league for many years. We know what ESL Challenger League in South America is all about, and we're back for more. Looking forward to this one tonight. We've got ODDIK versus Sharks, and Sharks are a team that I've been keeping a very close eye on in that Americas region so far in this calendar year. But firstly, Matt, how are you?
Fantastic. It's so good to be back. I'm really excited to cover another season of ECL here in South America. Like you say, it's kind of become a continuation for us at this point with how much we've done. I'm trying to look back on Wikipedia to see when we did our first ECL South America. And it was back in like 2023, maybe even a little bit before that might have covered some. So yeah, even 2022 we got some. Yeah, so it's something you and I have been doing for a long time. Become sort of synonymous with the calendar for us, and I wouldn't want to have it any other way.
Yeah, exactly. We hop around the regions, that's for sure. But in South America, usually that is where our home is for ESL Challenger League. We've been lucky enough to do a lot of the BO5 finals, of course, in years gone by as well. And talking about that BO5 final, there is a main prize pool that, of course, is to be won for that $8,000 for that first place prize. The total pool of almost 18 grand, and also obviously it gets you that qualification spot to the regional final, which if you win that regional final does qualify you through to the main event for ESL Pro League. And of course there's an extra caveat, Matt, too, of if you win multiple cups, you could skip around or even qualify straight up if you win all four.
A la Semperfi, right? Were they the team that won all four
Yes.
cups in Oceania last season, and so just straight up qualified for Pro League like that? Probably not going to happen in South America. I mean, was it 9Z? I can't remember. There was one team who won 2 cups last year, so we had 3 teams in the finals at the end of the season. It's something you want to try and get your name in that list as early as possible, right? Like if you win the first cup, you know you've just banked that spot no matter what happens. It's not as important to take all the invites and play in all of the tournaments as well if you want to free up your calendar a little bit. So yeah, getting that cup under your belt very early on is always ideal.
Indeed, and as you can see, MIBR and Glorious are already on track to make that grand final. They're currently in the upper final in the bracket. And of course, we've only got a couple of teams left in the lower bracket now as well. We're starting to whittle them down. We'll be focusing on ODDIK versus Sharks tonight, and LP versus Shinden, I believe, even though it's not showing that on HLTV, is actually already done. Yes, it is already done, and it's just been updated right now because Shinden have forfeited that game due to a scheduling conflict with another event. So they prioritise a different tournament. They'll be eliminated. LP will go through. That means LP will be the opponent for whoever wins this game tonight between ODDIK and Sharks. So we can get into that matchup right now, of course, as well. Lots of well-known players in sort of Tier 2 Brazil between ODDIK and Sharks at this point, right? And I do think that Sharks in particular this year, Matt, have been very impressive.
Yeah, you know, I think a big boost for them is that they've stuck with the same team from last season, right? And I think that means that it's not like they have to kind of restart and try and rebuild themselves up once again. They can continue their strong work. I mean, this core has been together for over 2.5 years of Gafola, Ardi, and Zhao, and Doc. Koala's really made his position his own. I'm always just so impressed by the numbers we're getting out of him. But talking about ODDIK as well, Trav, there's been some changes within this team, and most notably, not a personnel change for me, and I guess it does actually go hand in hand with the personnel change. It's that Woody is no longer AWP IGLing. He's now just IGLing while rifling. They brought Nades into the mix, who's been an explosive AWP player. He's really earned an opportunity and a step up in a bigger team within the region. And now he's got a chair, and ODDIK surrounded by really good players.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because I think for me, ODDIK, Woody's was always a question mark on the AWP. I think toward the end of his runs on previous teams, he was kind of just not really delivering to the level that we know he should in that role. He's taken sort of a leaf out of the books of Noxe. He's gone from AWP IGLing to rifle IGLing, and obviously Fallen, the most well-known one in the scene, going from AWP in-game leading to regular rifle in-game leading. Now they picked up Molodoi. Lots of teams trying to find an AWP that's more of a star, more of a carry maybe, and willing to go to that to rifle in-game leading role instead. So yeah, interesting to see how that will go for ODDIK. They have always been a team that is there or thereabouts in the South American scene. You can see some of their results on the screen right now. But yeah, I do think in general, Sharks, as we have a look at their team coming in now, should be the favourites, because Sharks have had a really nice start to the year. I've been really impressed with how they've played, and it's funny enough, Matt, like, Sharks have been a team we've been calling as like a underdog in ESL Challenger League since almost like the last few seasons. I think like maybe 3 seasons ago, we picked them to win the tournament because there was like no Pain, no Imperial, lots of like those other teams that should be contenders at this level. Sharks were looking really good. They didn't end up winning, but they've ended up looking a lot more impressive. This year, they won one of the early lands in South America at the beginning of the year. That really bolstered their VRS. They're in the top like 30 odd now. And as you say, the core has really kept this team going.
Yeah, and there's been like some tinkering with the roster as far as roles are concerned. If you remember, Gafolo was the AWPer for the team. He then became the AWP IGL. He's no longer AWPing. They've got Maxcore who's fulfilling that role. They brought a bit of a rookie player into the mix. I think it was his first professional team for Knicks when he had, or Angelo, when Angelo had joined, right? And
yeah,
it kind of gave him a couple of months, hadn't really worked out. Maxcore's come into the team and he's really owned that role. So yeah, they've got their identity. Now for me, it's a question of can they take things to the next level? Because it's no longer, it's a new team, or, it's a situation of people figuring out their roles or their place within the team. That's all been ironed out. And it's about now leveling up to being in that conversation of pushing teams like Pain, MIBR, Legacy, those sort of squads within the region, and being competitive with those guys. I'm not saying that they have to always be beating them, but they want to be constantly competitive at a minimum.
Exactly. And I think they have earned that right to be considered in that breadth for me, right? I mean,
agreed.
As you say, they're not 100% there yet when it comes to consistency. They have been losing the odd game here and there. They're beating the likes of Red Cannons. They're beating the likes of YNG and Imperial. And I think it does really tell you where they are because of that. You do have the Veto rolling in now, Mirage and Dust 2. None of the old dusty maps are in, I'm afraid. Those of you who are fans of those. Ancient will be the pick of ODDIK. That's probably to be relatively expected. And one of the maps we always see Sharks tend to go to, being their most played, of course, in the last 3 months, is Inferno. So that is not really a surprise for me. I think Anubis as a decider is a vague surprise. I thought maybe it'd be a different middle ground map between these two that we might go to, like an Overpass or a Nuke. But yeah, Sharks have yet to lose in the opening 3 games they've played on Anubis with this team, and on the new edition of Anubis, of course, as well. So you have to pick Sharks here, even though they are in the lower bracket, even though they did lose to Shinden, which was an annoying loss for them. They are the better team right now by, I would say, about 15-20%.
Yeah, I think that's probably a pretty good metric coming into this. It's a game where certainly they are the favorites, but ODDIK have got really good players. They've got the ability to upset this game and get the win. It's not like it's a done deal, super clear-cut advantage for Sharks coming into this one, I'd say. You've got a really strong rifling core on ODDIK now as well, in the likes of Caselocks, Nighty, and Dio0, another player I'm super excited to see stepping up to this level, combined with Nades. Like, there's 4 players who have all got pop-off ability on this ODDIK roster. And even good old Woody the other day, he had a really good game against Red Cannons. When I was just looking back at their results, he dropped 57 frags, the most kills in the series across the 3 maps. So good to see him having those sorts of games in the mix as well, as we're underway with ODDIK's pick of Ancients.
Hell yeah, let's get underway. We're back for ECL South America. Cup
Feels
number
like home.
1 in season 51. It's our second home. It's our America's home, that's for sure.
Home away from home. That's a good way of putting it. All right.
Let's get going.
Yes, sir. A couple sets of Julies in play. Maxcore and Koala wielding the pistols, a smoke grenade, a flash grenade, rather, on Gafolo. And then ODDIK with a little bit of util P250 on Nades. And it's going to be a trade of kills in A main to start things off. That's a big kill. Look at what that does to the map. Woody through Donut able to take down Artie and Zhao. That's going to allow for his teammates to follow through in A main. They're going to get full side control. The CTs are going to have to retake without a kit. This one's going to be a challenge.
Let's see. Plant can come through. And yeah, we know retaking A and retaking on pistol rounds is usually a little bit more easy than it is on rifle rounds, but the setup here for ODDIK is pretty damn solid. Fellow has that one flash that could make something happen. Caselocks is not over swinging, and goodness me, Woody does not give Gafolo any chance to get out of that brokey position. That is a deletion. Doc will find Caselocks on that trade, but time is really ticking down, and they're just going to be looking for kills at this point. There's no defuse kit, obviously. Max Score might get an unlikely kill there, but there's no way out for him, and there's no way out for Doc either. He actually might be able to keep that P250, and I think he will from there, but it's an ODDIK pistol.
Yeah, well worked from them, getting that kill, that trade initially in A main, but Woody getting the frag in Donut was the key kill that had actually unlocked the round. It allowed for the team to come through A main. At that point, no resistance left in on the A bomb site. And ODDIK with a strong start here, convincing pistol, gonna have to deal with the force buy that follows here from Sharks.
And just to touch on something you were mentioning earlier about how long Sharks have kind of played, right? It's really nice to have a core that has stuck together for this long, right? You know, over 3 years now for Gafolo and RDN Zhao. Doc is now over 2.5 years. Koala is almost a star of the team, and he's been on the team for over 1.5 years now as well. And Max Core is the newest addition by quite a way. So, yeah, I think I really like that, and it's about time we had more teams stick with the core for that long. There are so many teams that make, you know, not necessarily rash changes, but maybe more changes than necessary. Just allow the synergy to build bit by bit, and it could make something happen for you. Good start here in this round, though, for ODDIK. They're going to be feeling a little bit more confident now after that one, because that could have been a kill that could have come through toward Diazara, but he survives on 12 HP. Now the MP7 and MP9 force up need to do some crazy work. Big dink hit, but you know, that damage is significant. There's nothing Koala can do, you would think, boosted up on tree, but you never know. He's not being cleared exactly. There's a freebie, but unfortunately, obviously, that means all the information is available for ODDIK. They can go to the opposite bomb site and be safe.
I think Koala for me is one of the really outstanding players for Sharks that's been so much better than I ever would have expected. One of the main anchor players for the team, but he puts up star numbers quite consistently. And maybe with Koala being as good as he was, that's what kind of motivated them to try their hand with Angelo and Nix, guys who didn't have much experience. And like, well, look at this Koala guy. He didn't have much experience either, and he was way better than we expected. So why couldn't we just get something similar from these other guys as well? But Koala's just an outlier in that regard.
Yeah, I am a Koala enjoyer.
That is true. That is, I am aware of that.
Whether it's the animal or the player. So yeah, he's been a great player. If you're looking at the head-to-head in this series, straight up as well, you would definitely say it's a head-to-head between Koala and K-Slox, probably a best player in the server. But you never know. For Sharks, they can have anyone really deliver on the day. They are that sort of team.
Yeah, there's certainly no quote-unquote weak links. I mean, we've seen Doc, RD, and Zhao, those two players on rifles can just completely devastate teams. They've got really strong flaws about them as well. Very rarely do you ever see them just completely disappear. Super solid is Gafolo as well as far as a fragging IGL is concerned. So certainly not going to be any weak links for ODDIK to exploit, at least on paper. Should be another round here for the T side, though, without much of a fuss. Only Koala surviving. A few upgraded pistols being purchased up here as well. So Sharks would like to try and inflict some damage. Got a couple kills in the previous. They want to keep that T side economy as honest as possible. Ancient was a really good map for Sharks last year. It's a map that they played quite a lot as well. I think it was like their third most played map last year. They played it, let me have a look here, 41 times, and they won it on 27 occasions. A 65% win rate on Ancient last year, Trav. So, was certainly a big component, or a big factor with the successes that they had last year. And they're going to be hoping that that's the case here in the big 2026 again.
Yeah, if you look at the 3 losses that they've taken this year as well, Sharks on Ancient, MIBR, Gaming Gladiators, and Gamer Legion. And I think it's fair to say 2 of those are fair enough. And the Gaming Gladiators loss was 16-14 on LAN, so that could have gone either way, for sure. Darzera will find Gafolo, though, against this saved half buy. And actually dealt with this one very comfortably indeed. Very important to take this few losses in a round like this. They're going to be able to keep, I would probably say, nearly everyone alive.
Question.
Rifles saying up would be nice.
How much of Nades have you seen before, Trav? Because I know that it's not like you do much CCT South America, which is where I get to see some of these guys at the lower level within the region. Have you seen much of Nades at all?
I casted him on Yawara 100%. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
Last year,
Yeah,
he
I
did
mean-
2 of his games.
Okay, so he did do 2 of his games. Yeah, like, Yawara was his first and only team before joining this ODDIK roster, and he was by far and away the best player on that team. So I'm sure you've seen he's got that, like, really flicky, fast AWP style, and boy, can he take over games. I'm really happy to see that he's gotten this opportunity afforded to him where he's now playing alongside very strong riflers and a seasoned veteran IGL as well. Nades is one of the players to watch for 2026 for me in South America in terms of guys that haven't really been recognized at the higher level in the tier 2 of South America. I think that he could actually turn quite a lot of heads, and if we could see ODDIK maybe playing in some like regional lands or maybe finding a way to qualify for an international LAN event, Nades is a guy that could get quite a lot of attention. I'm a really big fan, and I'm keen to see what he can do this year.
So you're saying he is the South American Art Frost?
Yeah, that would probably be a pretty good comparison, honestly. They've got some similar styles between them.
I like it. I'm not just saying that because I covered Art Frost earlier today. But,
No recency bias there. Case Locks is
no
going to be able
recency
to
bias.
find an opener. Gafolo and Koala will combine, though. A couple of kills between them. It's Koala who goes searching in A main. This is what you get from him. He's not that A anchor who's just going to sit back and let the game come to him. He backs himself in his individual ability, takes a head on Jewel, comes out on top, and that's going to funnel ODDIK in towards this B bomb site where currently Doc lies in wait, and he's got some support in that AWP of Max Core as well.
He's on the line, holding a very tight line with that little gap in the brickwork. 2 players in the corner of Cave. That might be a bit of a surprise to him if he gets 1 kill. Surely he wouldn't overswing too much, though, when they're in a 4v3. We've got Doc in the corner, too, to provide that little bit of extra help. There's even a rotation now from Gafolo as well. They've very much got all the information here on what ODDIK want to do. There's the information. Nice flick. That was actually a bit of a late reaction, somewhat, but able to grab it. Oh, and the peek before the smoke blooms as well. Beautiful work from Max Core. And you've been talking up Nades, but we know what Max Core is all about as well. This guy's got some great level to him as well. And Nades will get 1 before he goes down. Doc will eventually grab that one, and they survive with 3 alive to win their first round. So important for their money to survive with the majority. And yeah, great round overall to get themselves on the board.
Yeah, it's what they needed before long. Wouldn't want ODDIK to build up too much momentum here before we start seeing Sharks getting things going. So ideal here in this first gun round that they're able to open up their account without much of a fuss. Showing some good proactivity on the CT side as well. Making moves in A main, battling middle, not giving up space to ODDIK and letting them just kind of take over the map and then exec onto a bomb site. ODDIK now break the bank, afford a full buy as a result. Failing this one, though, would send them into eco territory, and that's some really good damage to open up.
Yeah, big dink on Woody through the wood, funnily enough.
Big dink Woody.
Nice. Boost. Oh, the heads-up fight between Nades and Max Core. How will that smoke fade? How will it help him? It works in Nades' favour. Not sure how much you can see of him, obviously, but that's a big opening pick to grab. And now Doc, obviously, is kind of alone. They are trying to search middle at the moment with 2 players, but at least Doc has been able to recover the AWP, but when you are this alone, it's going to be difficult to hold on.
Yeah, big challenge. Good util usage here. Going to be smoking off in towards long. Is there another smoke grenade here for short? Doesn't look like they have. Oh, okay, it had been thrown already. Ideal. That's going to get them full side control here with the man advantage in play. ODDIK set themselves up really nicely here to just bounce back immediately after losing their first round. Koala is making a move, though, looking to close the door in on ODDIK, who are going to find the plant, but they've now been trapped on the site. That's a great kill out of Koala. More where that came from. He executes nicely as well. Man advantage in play all of a sudden, and he's even going to double back to try and sweep the back lines. Dio0 gets traded out. You still have Woody behind the site. Koala is not missing a beat, and that's a fantastic retake out of Sharks.
God, Koala's so clean with it there. I thought for a second he was going to get completely caught off guard by the second player in Cave. The first kill, fair enough, great pre-aim. Second kill, pulled out his knife for a second. Quick switch could have cost him. It did not. Incredible 3k. Here it is. That little quick switch there. I thought for sure he wasn't going to be ready for 90. As the smoke fades, he sees his prey and takes him very easily. Big triple kill. 6 on the board already for him.
Yeah, what a round of the Sharks after having lost the opening duel, and then not only that, but having to retake with the man down as well. Koala does so much heavy lifting for his team. Able to kind of get ahead of the game with that quick flank as well was what made the big difference. And that's going to reset ODDIK's finances despite getting a bomb down. Means at least they're going to get a couple upgraded pistols here. Keep an eye on Mr. Nardez with that Desert Eagle. He's really good with the hand cannon as well. But a prime opportunity here for Sharks to level up the scoreline.
Should be 3-3. But should is a strong word in Counter-Strike. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, every
Bigs are
round is
powerful.
contestable these days in CS. That is absolutely true.
Yeah, it's rarely those big full ecos, right? You kind of, more often than not, see the forces really only after a pistol. If you don't get the bomb planted on T side, you see the full eco.
And even then, these days, so often you get, like, either upgraded pistols, if not a hero AK, right?
Here's the way. They are giving these Deagles a chance to fire for some pot shots, that's for sure. But it's going to be very difficult. It's going to take maybe a lucky one through the corner of the wall to open up a sight anywhere.
Yeah, just also Sharks playing well disciplined by not giving anything away.
Yeah, that's a factor that they're aware of. They just want to try and keep all 5 players alive at every possible cost.
Yeah, and force ODDIK
Actually,
to come to them to get the jewel.
also, like, even in ODDIK's side, they are forcing Sharks to use their utility here and rebuy it. They are saving some, as you can see, pretty smartly for Sharks. They know what they're kind of doing here, how they're feeling out the map. Shadow spotted. A little bit awkward for Doc. Don't worry about Cave as well, so he'll fall back. He does have at least a couple of teammates now in tow and looking to help. And there we go. Koala and Gapello will get the first couple. Doc eventually gets his. And Koala will clean up. Another triple kill for him. 2 in a row. 9 kills on the board. 3-3.
Yeah, scary prospect here for ODDIK that Koala is online as much as he is, and I wonder if that's just going to even maybe dissuade ODDIK from going in towards that A bomb site where maybe they would do it a bit more frequently, but not with Koala in this sort of form. Koala's outside of the server, not so dangerous. Koala inside of the server, extremely dangerous.
Oh man, have you seen that viral picture of that koala that was like wet and in a storm?
It's
looking
scary,
angry?
I'm just not so sure it's dangerous.
True. What is scary for Sharks is that RD and Zhao is out of the round already. A bit of an annoying early loss to take. K-Sock's got that one pretty cleanly. Only 90 the one to take any damage in the round. They do have control of middle, especially with 90 on the shelf near Jaguar, but they're going to fall back off of it now. Sharks don't really have any information at all on what they're planning to do off the back of that opening kill that ODDIK have managed to glean.
Yeah, last time we saw ODDIK with an opening kill, they weren't actually able to convert it into a round win. Let's see if they can do it this time. Taking their time, trying to set themselves up. Sharks not expecting ODDIK to go back into that B bomb site again, which is more often than not been the go-to option here for this T side. And it's only Gafolo who's there. He's dropped his last piece of block utility in on Cave, but there's a rotation, so Koala is going to actually arrive here. He's also got a smoke. He's going to smoke off ramp. This is going to be tough now for ODDIK to navigate. They're not going to have the time to move away from this. They're going to have to try go through it. And, oh, Gafolo is here able to avoid the flash, the transfer. Great to find damage on the second and leave his team in sure disadvantaged position, but maybe still doable if they even want to attempt it. I mean, they're quite far away right now. This is a tall order with their players being as far away as they are to actually make this retake happen.
I think K-Slox realizes there that he could stand and fight and probably get that kill, or even go down and they still win the round. But if he makes certain he survives, then there's no way they go for it, and it's a guaranteed 4th round. So he will fall back. Capello did do his best there. It wasn't the most awful hold in the world, getting 1 3/4 kills, but yeah, he really needed the double kill considering how alone he was on that bomb site. especially being a pick down already. Obviously, Sharks in the round for pretty much the entirety of it. AT will manage to survive still, even though he's on 12 HP. I think you only take 2 HP of damage in that corner.
Yeah, good work there from ODDIK, regaining the lead. Started strong 3-0. Sharks answer back in kind with 3 of their own. ODDIK get the gun round under their belt. And we've got a competitive affair on our hands, which is exactly what we anticipated. It's exactly what you want in a lower bracket game. Cup 1, of course, we've got 4 cups to play out over the next couple of months. You need to win 1 of the cups to get into the regional finals. If you win 2, you skip that opening round of the regional finals. If you win 3, you get a map advantage in the BO5, is that correct, Trav? And then you win all 4, you just go straight through to Pro League?
I think, yeah, 3 is map advantage BO5, 2 is skip around, like you said.
Yeah.
And 4, or winning all 4 straight to Pro League, which is a really cool system, actually. I think I really like it.
Should never happen that one team wins 4 cups in South America, though, right?
No, exactly. And sure, like, there is one thing about maybe that regional final being, you know, if one team wins all 4, we won't get to cast any games if one team wins all 4.
Please don't do that, guys.
We want to cast games, guys. Don't
we
just
love
win
those
everything.
BO5 finals. They're always such a spectacle, especially with how much is on the line. We know opportunities for teams outside of mostly just like Furia within South America, opportunities to get to feature at Pro League. I guess maybe you could include Pain in that conversation as well, but all the guys like Imperial, MIBR, Legacy, Red Cannons, Sharks, Bestia, they all rely on this ECL Cup, these online cups, to try and get that spot at Pro League, right?
They do, and of course, if you remember last season, we covered that pretty incredible win for Gaming Gladiators to make Pro League.
Yes.
You know, they're in the season that's upcoming in a couple of days, I think in about a week. So, Kenny Phelps, Nekiz, Lucan and Yotto will be playing that tournament once again. Good return for Henny and Phelps, that's for sure, after so many seasons for them, played out in years gone by. Good opening pick in the round for RDN. He'll be able to fall back with his pick as well. And now, ODDIK will put pressure on A. This is usually a very common reaction. If you lose a kill early, you will go to try and walk the A bomb site. It's completely open for them to take. So the retake will be difficult.
Yeah, it's really important here for Sharks to kind of keep up with the way that the game has gone so far and not start to fall too far behind. I mean, they got plenty of money despite having lost that previous round, keeping 3 players intact. Dio0 goes searching. Important there for ODDIK to just give themselves some breathing room here in the post plant. There's going to be an important duel here as well between Doc and Nighty, and Doc is going to come out on top. Spotted in the death cam that he's pathing back in towards middle, so at least Dio0 is going to have that information, but it restores the man advantage for Sharks.
ODDIK will find Nardez though. Gives him a 4v2 on this retake. Oh, just about gets that kill. Woody needed it. Needs another one though. And Max Core is too quick for him, and then way too quick for Diazera on the second as well. Beautifully done for Max Core. I was going to give quite a lot of praise to ODDIK there with the way they went about that one. Of course, they had no information whatsoever that there was no A site presence. It's common not to have a CT on A site at that point of the round, I feel like, but I really appreciate. You look at it and you say, why is Nardez clearing out Donut with the bomb when he could just plant it? But they wanted one kill back. They wanted to find a kill in middle, then get the bomb plant, then settle into the 4v4. They did all of that, but unfortunately still got picked apart. So, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, sometimes your opponent's just having a great day. And there's not much you can do about it. You can check all the boxes. Look at this from ODDIK, though, just charging straight in towards the speed bomb site. A change of pace for the first time here on the map. This is an all-in purchase here from ODDIK. It's gotten off to a great start for the CT side. Bomb carrier has successfully gotten across. Oh boy, Koala tries to keep the pressure up in towards long. Going to cost him his life. But
hello.
just throws himself forward through that cave smoke, I think. And he emerges in on that, or on the B-bomb site rather, all of a sudden, and is all over ODDIK, getting Sharks the lead, and a really good chance of extending that here as well, considering the following will be an eco for the T side.
Yeah, I'm going to see a replay of that, I think. Diazera with a brilliant second headshot. There we go, in comes Gafolo. That was pretty crazy. Thankfully for him as well, the final player he had to kill was the player planting the bomb, so it was an absolute freebie for him. big boy spray down. And now, as you say, money for ODDIK, not that hot. Man's not hot right now.
No. I mean, Woody has got that hero AK. Woody, so classic of him. He's like, yeah, you know what? I might be the guy who's the least capable on an individual level, but I'm still going to back myself.
It's fine.
I know. I mean, I'm just saying, give it to 90, give it to Dio0. They got Kevlar. He's like, okay, I get it. He's got the head armor. Anyway, just nitpicking. You know, don't mind me.
Look, the other day I was covering Bestia playing on LAN in Portugal versus 100 Thieves, the 100 Thieves team. For some unknown reason, in a full force buy, Noxe had the M4 and everyone else had an SMG. And like, I get it. You maybe want your least powerful player to maybe have a bit more chance of getting a kill, whereas players who have lesser weaponry, who are better, might have more chance of getting a kill with those weapons. But I still feel like in every given situation, you give that M4 to Thomason, it would be in that example, right? So, yeah, that was a big surprise to me, and it kind of lost Bestia that game overall in the end. So Bestia got eliminated to 100 Thieves, and that was not a good tournament for them. So
I heard something
all the
about
things
their
like that.
visas were going to expire the next day. Was there any legitimacy to that? Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't.
I heard something like the visas were going to expire.
I thought you were
the
trolling
next
me
day
for a
and
second.
No. I mean, I understand why you might think that with the drama that they had at the major. Anyway, I'm not even entirely sure, so probably not worth even exploring that convo. Case Locks able to get 2 kills with the P250, so at least some damage inflicted. What's Woody doing, though? Like, you've got the hero AK. Why would you not be with your team trying to help them out and getting into the A-bomb side? I understand that you're thinking, well, if anybody is rotating, I can get those frags. And sure, now he saves the AK, so it's all good in that regard. But, I mean, with K-Slox getting that double, imagine that an AK coming through afterwards as well here to try and overwhelm these players left in on the A-bomb side. It just felt like a bit of a waste of having that hero AK, honestly.
Yeah, waste I think would be a good way of describing it. He doesn't waste the gun he bought, because he saves it, obviously, and they've actually got a completely okay buy. The fact that he saves it means he can even buy full utility, because he had 1850 in the bank still anyway from that sort of half-buy hero AK that he went for in that previous round. So it's not, there's no harm, no foul, but yeah, I agree with you. Kind of wish there was a little bit more, and he could have used that to a bit more visibility. Oh well, doesn't matter. What does matter is that Sharks are up 6-4. They're guaranteed at least a tie on the half already. Big nade on Doc. Wow, that's a maximum damage nade, I think. Puts him down to 45 already.
This is a big moment in the first half. In a game that's been extremely back and forth and closely contested. If Sharks can win this round, they set themselves up for an 8-4 half, which would be a brilliant return. Maxcore's going to tag up the player aggressing in his direction. There's more. It's not just Woody. He finds another tag on Case Locks as well. But eventually he's gone down. And I'm not sure he'd be certain he landed both those tags either. 2-man advantage here for ODDIK. Walking wounded, but so are both Doc and Koala to a degree. So this is ODDIK's round for the taking.
Yeah, now they know where Koala is, which is a really important bit of information, because now they can just try and team up and find one player. They didn't know if maybe they were playing a double setup or if they double rotated. Now, you know that Koala shot once over toward Temple, and Doc, on 18 HP, could find 2 kills, because 2 players are 1 bullet from death with an AK, and that player wasn't even one of them. Great angle to find Nardez. 18 seconds. Koala's making noise. It was being watched by Woody, but the bomb will only just go down. So, Koala, you had a brilliant game so far. 12-4. Many multi-kills. It could be another one to come his way as well. Offered up on a silver platter. It's all down to 19. Is he really in a good position for it? I'm not so sure. Kit available on Koala. Incendiary in toward that position. He can even defuse behind the pillar, so he can't be spammed down through the wall. What a retake.
Oh, a disastrous round that ODDIK have just let slip through their fingers. I say let slip through their fingers. Maybe it's been taken from them by a massive round out of Koala with the huge triple kill. The spray through the wall looks so good on the X-ray, but as you aptly highlighted, tucking himself in behind the pillar is what keeps him alive on the defuse.
Yeah, Maxcore might not have been able to get any kills in that round, but his damage is quite impactful, as you can see. Sure, you know, Koala got their headshot anyway, so it didn't actually matter. But yeah, it was a great retake, and it was one you always felt like it could happen as well. how they went about it. Bit of a faster play at the end of the half here for ODDIK. To keep the pace high and trying to force Max Court into a mistake, and he has made a mistake, but Koala hasn't. They eventually go down, but Koala and RDN is already on the scene, and they make it look so easy. Wow, wow, wow. Koala 14 and 4 half. Might not be the end of the world yet, though. Diazera's found 3 out of nowhere. Now Koala has to clutch again.
Yeah, his kills have come in really quick succession, leaving Koala in a situation where he's got to put the team in his back and get the round across the line for them. And ODDIK are thinking, well, we're just going to disengage and move away from the Koala's territory. But Koala is one step ahead. He's already gone in towards the speed bomb site. How has he read into this one then? Oh boy, and he can get himself into a really strong position. If he starts to hear these steps and he hides in the corner of the bomb site, yeah, I'm thinking you even tuck yourself in behind the pillar. Exactly what he's going to do. Now, how does he prioritize these fights? Diazera is the one that finds out the hard way, but he can't get that second kill cleanly enough. Woody will find the trade. ODDIK hold on for a 5th. A very good recovery from Sharks, though. Sees them getting a lead going into their second half.
Pretty competitive first half between ODDIK and Sharks, but Koala felt like he was on the prowl the entirety of that first half. Incredible moments from him, and almost finding a way to get that 8-4 on the half. But a good recovery, good spin around from ODDIK to make sure they stay within 2. And it keeps them very much in this opening map. Their pick, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, considering the way that the map had started, though, for ODDIK, it feels like it did kind of get away from them. They were up 3-0, 4-3 at that as well. Sharks won 7 out of the 9 rounds at the end of the half, and it sets them up really nicely now going into the T side. If they can win this pistol, that would put them almost on the final stretch on the map. It's going to be a short smoke coming through there from Mr. Max Core. Cave smoke instead, rather. 90 going to be on to draw first blood. Woody in on the action as well, and Sharks just get emphatically shut down as they try and make their way up the ramp.
Well, they're able to connect a shot here. They're
Bang.
being all deleted or missing themselves. And yeah, that was kind of a non-starter of a pistol round, I'll be honest with you.
That's as dominant as it gets. I mean, ODDIK were completely prepared for what was coming their way, and they make light work of the Sharks players.
look at that. Max Core didn't even really get a chance. And yeah, I call it a non-starter because it's mostly the fact that they didn't even get onto the bomb site and missed all their shots, really. There was not really much to analyse about that, to be honest with you. I'm not going to go full JL, but they missed their shots. They didn't shoot back.
You've already done more than he did, Trav. Alright, well, let's see. There's a flash here on Koala. Probably going to look to just try and go through this elbow smoke. You would imagine that nade goes a little bit deep. Still does some good chip damage, and Dio0 will still be able to find one. He's a player I'm actually really excited by being on this ODDIK roster as well. He was one of the guys who's been earmarked for a while, I'd say, in terms of young talent coming through from the region. Just 18 years old is Dio0. He's been around for 2 years already, going back Jan 2023 actually was when he joined the MIBR Academy team. Had a couple stints there. Played for a brief period with Game Hunters as well. But for me, now in this ODDIK roster, I'd like to see him be here for just like 9 months to a year, basically, where you can really get some experience at the higher level of the game, playing with guys who are better than him and more experienced than him, and we can just continue to witness his development.
Yeah, that certainly would be very nice, that's for sure. I think he's a player definitely to keep an eye on. Mostly been singing the praises of Sharks so far in this series, but if there are a couple of players on ODDIK you want to spot out, he would be one of them alongside Case Locks, that's for sure. Although, tight angle, 2 players hopping back into Donut Scene, and lots of damage actually on Case Locks and Diazera, the 2 players I've highlighted already. Walking wounded, little boost to try and make something happen, even though they're low HP. That could work on Max Core, and it does. That's really nice.
Yeah, lovely innovation there to actually get themselves that opening kill. YNG has crossed into Red Room in the moment, but it's still being considered here by the CT side. So it's not like he's going to be catching them off guard at all. Doc just hoping to walk into the B side, just taking contact, but then that slow creep costs him. Nades will catch YNG, and this round just disintegrates for Sharks. ODDIK going to regain the lead here in convincing fashion. Gafolo fighting forward, just gets triple swung. Koala traded out, and that is the 8th on the board here.
And that's the bonus round 1 as well, right? Which is a big factor to boost up their economy for the rest of the half. They've already dropped those MP9s. They've scooped up all 3 of the AKs. So that's going to do wonders for their feeling. As you can see the buy as it is on the replay now, and compared to what it is when they win the round. Incredible change. All 3 AKs now in their possession. No AWP just yet for Nades. They don't need it yet. Don't want to throw away a rifle for no reason. Might as well keep the AK for now until you do need to buy up again.
Yeah, you could do it in the next gun round, right? Make it 9-7, farm up some extra cash, not worry about giving an AWP away in the round as well. Slow starts for Sharks in both of these halves. ODDIK now 5 rounds away from winning their map pick. And with Inferno to follow, with that being such a fortress for the Sharks team, it's been a really good map for a long time for them. I wouldn't say it's like an absolute necessity must-win here for ODDIK, or they're definitely going to lose the series, but it probably isn't too far from that, you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even disagree too heavily. It's the fact that Sharks have so many reps on Inferno. And they might not be, totally infallible on it, but if you compare it to how little ODDIK play it, it will be definitely a test for them. The last 2 round times, of course, Sharks have played it. They won 13-1. They've beaten Red Canids, they've beaten 9Z 13-5 on the map only about a week ago. And their winning against Imperial in Challenger League was 13-1 as well. Like, they are farming these teams, especially like the likes of Imperial, right, who I'm sure they think should be much higher up the food chain in South America.
Yeah, true. Maybe an off chance here for ODDIK with the CT side set up the way that they are. Nades spots one, but I think in turn he was also seen. Oh, wow. Lines him up and knocks him down like he's playing 10-pin bowling. That's fantastic work. Just instantaneous on the execution of both Doc and Gafolo. I mean, outside of Koala, it's really been a pretty rough showing from everybody else on the team here for Sharks so far, which is maybe a bit concerning, you know?
Honestly, yeah, without Koala, like, what was it, 3 big multi-kill rounds that 1 round's kind of all by himself in a way?
Yeah.
Sure, I mean, all by himself is a little bit of an over-exaggeration.
Not far from
but you
it,
know what
yeah.
I mean. It's not far from it. And yeah, another round 1 with all 4 players alive. Only Diazera to drop, that was early round. RDN getting the only kill of the round for Sharks. And yeah, their buys coming in now. But money has really built up on ODDIK quickly.
Yeah. And conversely, look at the numbers here for ODDIK, Trav. You've got Woody on 14 kills. You've got Diozero on 14 frags as well. 10 kills for Case Lock. So a lot more top-heavy for Sharks, where for ODDIK, they're spreading it across the board here. Means there's not nearly as much pressure on any one individual. A lot of pressure on Sharks coming into this gun round. Lose this, and the game's almost completely gotten away from them compared to where it was on the half. And wow, what a way from 90 to open up fighting on the front lines here. ODDIK on the CT side, a statement out of the initiative on display.
Yeah, and we just talk about how we need to see Sharks really step into this round, assert some dominance back into the map. And as we say it, 2 kills coming from 90, K-Slox gets his, and it's pretty much round over with what, 1 minute 30 on the clock as it was?
It's just such a
Are you
cool
going to be
strat.
saving in spawn for a minute?
It seems like it, right? I wouldn't be surprised if ODDIK pursued them, but I love the round here out of ODDIK, knowing that they've got all the finances they have behind them, as you mentioned. They've got some rounds to play with as well, so they can afford to just try and take that fight to the T side. They smother them, they just demolish them, bulldoze them out the round. It's going to be 10-7. It's going to be a really broken economy here for Sharks as well. So it might not even be all that ideal to save with both of these players with what it could spell down the line. Because what do you do? I mean, do you force up around these AKs and get Galils? Do you save on the other 3 players? Then you've got these 2 guys on Galils in the gun round afterwards. It's like either way, yeah, there's going to be a deficiency somewhere down the line.
For me, I think they're going to get Galils. I think that is the way to go. But the thing is, though, they could just be hunted. Like, look at how far ODDIK have pushed forward here. And $50 on Koala, 100 on Gafolo. ODDIK will not be afraid to throw players into this one. Good Molotov to force Gafolo away. 90 will be flashed through as well. A little bit of a blind up in the end, unfortunately, by his own teammate on that push. But there you go. They get all the kills. Sure, only 1 player after time, but that's more than enough. Gafolo, $400 in the bank left over.
Yeah, that is far from ideal, and that's what happens on a map like Ancient. There's no way that you can really get super far away from the action like on a nuke or something, and almost guarantee that you're going to be able to save both players going down. My god. And look at what that means. I mean, Gafolo spends his measly 400 to get a couple of flashes. Oh, what a prime opportunity this is for ODDIK to put themselves 2 rounds away from winning the map. Artie and Zhao just holds down mouse button 1 for the longest time, but the N4 able to adjust. Nades gets a kill, backpedals into the safety of Temple, enables his teammate in on the angle. Diozera doubles down. Trav. ODDIK are in complete control of their map pick.
Honestly, the way Sharks played that save, there's another lovely shot from K-Slox there. The way they tried to play that save with those 2 AKs in the previous round, staying alive, that was kind of just... It was so obvious from that minute 30 point. I know they got destroyed early round. What other choice did they really have? I kind of agree. Like, you're backed into a corner for both figuratively and literally. But it was like a calling card. Come and find us. Come and kill us after time. Come and remove our weapons. So,
especially when ODDIK have as much money as they do at that point, they can absolutely afford to take the liberty of hunting at that point, right? So, yeah, very concerning signs. 5 rounds in a row, and it's not like any of them have been competitive so far. ODDIK just cruising to a victory here. Another opening kill by virtue of great util usage. Sharks are floundering.
Out of the water right now. They're flopping about on land.
Not going to survive for much longer if that's the case.
And we did kind of speak about Sharks at the beginning of the series very positively. I do think it's fair to say that we didn't think this series was going to be an absolute walkover. You know, I think ODDIK were very competent on their map pick, and we know that map 2 could be completely different. But ODDIK do have that ability to punch up in Tier 2 South America more often than not, in my opinion, from what I've seen from them. They have that ability. They have that knack and the experience as well on the team.
Especially since Woody has foregone the AWP and they brought Nardis in. For me, that's the real change that just elevates this team and changes their ceiling. It takes the ceiling to the next level. Let's see, what can Sharks do here in this must-win round? There's 3 players here for the CT side in on this B bomb site. It's going to be very tough to successfully exec here.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a go. Flash over. Folo in
No.
cave position will be cleared by Woody properly. Probably should have connected, but won't. And 90 keeps connecting headshots. So about to triple swing Koala. He's gone. Wow, this is so comfortable. 12-7.
And it looks like now we're seeing for Sharks what happens when Koala just isn't getting these massive multi-kills round in and round out, to almost like spare their flushes and make them look a lot better than what they probably were beneath the surface, outside of Woody just kind of plastering over. Excuse me, not Woody, without Koala kind of plastering over for the team. So
Yeah.
this has been such a dominant half, 6 rounds in a row in super convincing fashion. I almost just want to go back and check the numbers on the HLTV feed and see how many kills Sharks have gotten in this half, because it doesn't feel like they've gotten more than 2 kills in any round so far.
And the reason why that's evident is because look at the damn money on ODDIK.
Exactly.
Like,
Perfect
they've
tell.
got quintuple digits on all 5 players, and 90 has the least on 11 grand. That's like very rare for CT Ancient. And now, of course, they can take liberties. They can go aggressive, they can get information, they can make it even more annoying. K-Lux has found 2 headshots again before being traded. The buy wasn't even that great, of course, for Sharks here in round 20 to try and save the game.
My god, what a meek capitulation here for Sharks on a map that they're generally pretty damn good on. They were really good on this map last year, and it's the same team. Frag from Woody on the flank will get traded out at least by Doc. We need a big moment here, either either Doc or MaxCore, just to keep their team in the contest.
Nighty already pushed up in cave, and already, you know, even though Sharks have had a good start to the year, they, as I say, not infallible. They are top, 30 odd in the VRS, something like 33rd, I think, from memory. When I looked at it last night, could have changed, obviously. They need more kills like that to get back into the game. Diazera on a pushed-up angle, found by Doc.
No
There's
way!
the reface again. How has MaxCore been caught like that? That's crazy. Bomb in the possession of Nighty. That makes it impossible for Doc. On that moment where Doc finally gets the kill, you think, okay, there's an opening, but the door has been shut in their face all over again.
That is brilliant work from ODDIK. Color me impressed, man. What a display on their CT side. They had so much confidence, but there was always really good game plans, fantastic util usage when they go about contesting map control in the early stages of the rounds as well. And that leads them to a 1-0 start here in the series. And a hell of a statement. It's not like they just got carried by a single player. It was a really well-rounded team performance, great calling, and then getting big moments from individuals when it was required as well.
Exactly, and it felt like every single Sharks gun round began with either Nighty or K-Slox or anyone really on the team getting an opening double kill, and it feeling like there was no chance to begin with whatsoever. They had to save on T-side horribly. They got pushed out of the round in that one situation where they left Gafolo with $400 in the bank. More often than not, ODDIK were ahead of the game, and ahead in the round before any progress was made or any even time was expired in the round for Sharks.
I mean, I've just gone back and checked the numbers, Trav. Up until 11-7, which was a 5-round streak was it a 4-round streak? Wait, no, it was 7-5. So it was up until that 6-round streak to start off the second half. Within those 6 rounds, Pistol included, there were only 5 kills found for Sharks in those 6 rounds. They were never really at the races. They never showed up at all on the T side.
Unbelievable. And we'll see if they have any way of fighting back. They should on Inferno, but there's still a question mark about it. See you in a few minutes.
Thank you.
a shakedown.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will
What a streak from ODDIK on Ancient, and it wasn't even like it was a streak with close rounds. They were dominant, Matt, and now they go into Inferno, the pick of Sharks, feeling very good about themselves.
Oh, absolutely. What, 8 rounds in a row there from a 7-5 deficit off the back of the first half to go on and win the map 13-7. A hell of a statement coming through from ODDIK. We do now shift, though, to their opponent's map pick, and surely there's going to be a big improvement from Sharks here going into Inferno, right? This is their staple. This is their household map that they've been really good on, super reliable on, and I don't expect that to be any different here in this series.
Yeah, exactly. I really hope they continue to show what they're made of on Inferno, because I do think this series does deserve a decider. Anubis as well, being that decider, I think would be a really fun one to have, with it being still vaguely new, of course, with the changes to the window and some other box changes, of course, that Valve put into play. But yeah, I mean, like, even though we kind of sung the praises of everyone on ODDIK, I think it is important to mention how good Woody was in general, right?
Yes.
I mean, everyone had a great map, but Woody is kind of the guy who we've said maybe his individual isn't amazing. Maybe AWP in-game leading was not really, his thing. He's gone to rifle in-game leading. Even his rifling has been looking like okay, but not as good as that.
Yeah, that was a fantastic performance coming through from him, and it's not the first time. I mean, I highlighted earlier in their game against Red Canids, he was the top fragger across the series. Like, he got like 57 kills across 3 maps, so maybe a bit of a change in the wins for Woody, and he's even able to contribute more on an individual level since picking up the rifle at the same time. There's been an improvement, obviously, in the output from the AWP with Nades in that department, so it's like the firepower for ODDIK is massively jumped up in recent times as a result of those shifts and changes.
For sure, and I think it's a fun sign for me that they're able to maybe punch up. I think that's what I was kind of looking at for ODDIK before the start of the game, right? Like, we know that Sharks can punch up and can, you could argue, maybe even be at the top of Tier 2 South America and how they've played this year. They've managed to get that LAN win at the very beginning of the year. They've played decently in all the other LANs they've kind of played as well. It's more online where they're a little bit more inconsistent. But if you look at their previous BO3s, they only lost to Shinden and 9Z in their last like 10 or 11. So, you could argue the loss against Shinden in this very tournament was a little bit of a frustrating one. But ODDIK, they want to be there. They want to be that team that can also play against the likes of Imperial and Red Canids and 9Z and beat them consistently. And they have got results against them this year. That's why this lower bracket game is a little bit more of a toss-up, right? Because they have beaten Red Canids, they have beaten Imperial. Maybe beating Imperial isn't that much of an achievement, to be fair, knowing where they're at the moment, having to play with Bolts of all people, right, as a stand-in player that has been around the block for year upon year. But still, like, it's still a difficult team to beat with great name value on it. So, yeah, I think that they are close to getting toward the Sharks level on a more consistent basis.
Yeah, I mean, feels like they may even kind of be at that level. Maybe not much of a difference between them. Sharks slightly edge them out as favorites, I'd say. But I'd say they're in the same kind of domain, basically. So, yeah, I actually was kind of having a think in the break. I was like, you know what? I think Tier 2 South American Counter-Strike is actually by far the strongest it's ever been, Trav. You think about teams like Bestia, ODDIK, Sharks, Legacy, Imperial, Red Canids as well. There's so many of these teams within the region that are actually looking seriously dangerous at the moment. And I mean, even a team like Shinden, I'd be inclined to include them in the conversation. Gaming Gladiators, another one too. It's looking really good in that regard. But Fluxo, didn't even mention them with guys like Luke Housie, Zevi, and Decenty.
Exactly, yeah. If you look at the rankings right now, for example, I think if you look down to, let's say, America's VRS only, down to Fluxo in 18th. Fluxo, Shinden, then you've got some American teams. Then you've got ODDIK, Gaming Gladiators, Red Canids, Imperial, Bestia, 9Z, Sharks, up to Pain, who are obviously more like tier 1.5 right now. So, yeah, really, it is pretty strong. I do think I've consistently said to you, Matt, over the years that I do think that the Americas region still, even now. I mean, it has improved a lot at Tier 2 level, I completely agree. I think it has improved at Tier 2 level mostly due to all these pop-up lands in like Buenos Aires and Sao Paulo and Curitiba and all these other locations, right? I still think there is quite a lot of quantity over quality, but I think that is fading bit by bit, month by month, and I think we are seeing a genuine improvement from these Tier 2 teams, and obviously it's very much come about because of, I think, evident that they're improving with how many good runs these South American teams have had at majors out of the blue, right, against Tier 1 opposition.
Absolutely agree, mate. It's looking very good for the region. And also getting a lot of LAN events, right? I think there's been a huge surge in regional LANs in South America, giving them a lot of experience when they do go across the pond and play in Europe. It's not like it's unfamiliar territory for them in that regard. Now, Inferno is somewhat unfamiliar territory for ODDIK, a map that they've only played 3 times in the past 3 months. We know how good Sharks are on this map, 22 times for them in the past 3 months, so a big discrepancy in that regard. 2-0 is going to be tough here for ODDIK. Let's see if they can find a way to make it work.
K-Slox, Doolies, playing sandbags, got some help now, and they all arrive. The cavalry is ready. I thought for a moment they were going to get... Oh my god!
Sorry, what?
Koala, that was the fastest double headshot I've ever seen, especially having to flick. It's not like it was a collateral or anything. That was insane. Low HP on Woody, trying to find him too. Great headshot on Niners. Imagine if he was able to find Woody in that sequence as well. Diazoa was not that close yet. Oh my word, NT.
Actually really glad he didn't win that, because I was going to say Koala wins these, and then if he had won it and I hadn't said, that would have been like, damn, what a missed opportunity that would have been. So thanks, Koala, for saving the fact that I didn't put that out there. Really glad you lost the round, mate. No, I'm joking, obviously, but great work there from ODDIK. I mean, they're 3 for 3 in pistol rounds now, right? They've been able to convert all their pistol wins as well. Let's see if they can keep that up here on Inferno.
Look how strong the Sharks forces, though. Again, like you mentioned, that sometimes you don't go for a force and you get the bomb plant. When you don't get the bomb plant, the Tech 9 Serum Utilities can do a lot of damage.
Wow.
Surely 90 goes down, but he still finds one before he hits the deck. And now Woody tagged up. They should know that's the case. We smoke. They might not respect it.
Yeah, they're going to try and go through. K-Slox will catch one. Woody's repositioned smartly with that MP9. Further damage done onto Max Core. He's done fantastically well to regain control in this round, despite being low on health. Lots of damage, lots of bullets being put through the smoke as well. In the meantime, Dio0 is making his way up. Banana info would be there for the CT side that both players have now crossed onto the bomb site. So it's going to be really tough to even get a plant out of this. And oh boy, just the single kill on 90. Feels like Shark should have gotten a whole lot more than just a single frag, considering the position they were in at one point there.
Yeah, I was about to say exactly the same thing. Considering how much pressure they had put on 90 early round, considering they didn't get away with a 1-for-1, you see there on the beginning of the replay, you would have thought for sure they would have overwhelmed the B-bomb set a lot better than that. They did not. That was, respect for how they went about it. Their Sharks are not really holding back, but they would have wanted way more damage. Now the full eco, I say full eco, they've got a couple of upgraded pistols, no more than that. Should be a chance for ODDIK to really get a lot of money built up again. We know how much they got on Ancient with that incredible 8-round streak.
Chill out, boys.
Incendiaries, in comes the Tech 9s. As you say, need to be a little bit careful. 90 is the only one there, top Banana now, and they could have lost the B-bomb site if he didn't fall back and keep himself alive. But in the end, he holds on, and he's got help from Nades, so all good.
Yeah, all good indeed. Constantly in these situations that are looking super scrappy and chaotic, ODDIK are surviving with a lot more players than what it seems like they would be. Race to a 3-0 start. Yeah, pressure on Sharks. It's been what now? From a 7-5 deficit to a 13-7 win, so it was 8 rounds in a row for ODDIK there to win the map on Ancient. 3 in a row to start off here on Inferno. It's been an 11-round streak since Sharks have won a round in the series.
Crazy. You almost won a whole map between two.
Yeah, not far from it.
Good delayed nade. Oh, good delayed nade. Incredible delayed nade. Damage comes through from 90 to finish off 1. But 3 players, and I think 4 total, were tagged up heavily. Still 20 on Folo. Woody just about hops away in towards second middle. They know he's there, though. He can't have gone far. Koala should be able to tell where he's gone, but no, maybe thinks he's gone back into the apartments now. So, Woody could still have a play here.
Yeah, but the problem is all the space being taken here by Sharks, just shifting their way up in towards the, say, bomb site. Woody is heavily relying on getting some sort of info before they get onto A. Do they hard clear this corner? Gafolo's not gonna. There's some information, but he's never gonna have expected 3 players to already be on the bomb site. I mean, maybe he's got a bit of an inkling here. Spots the top of the head.
Wow.
That's incredible from Woody to actually get that frag as well. Teammate's gonna rotate across. Sure, there's a bomb plant found, but really good chance at the retake. Woody is just might even be able to do it all by himself. What on earth is this individual level coming through from Woody in the series?
Okay, Koala, what have you got? 1v4, bomb might be down, you might be in a pretty good position, but this is very hard to deal with March. There's one, now they know where he is. If he played Trigger Discipline, that could have been an option, but they are feeding him. Koala's here to play. He was the one man delivering for Sharks on map 1. Can he do it here as well? Woody, the hero of the round, will not be able to finish it. 1v4 for Koala. Will that kickstart his team?
Well, I mean, I want to say yes, but he was almost equally as good on Ancient, and it wasn't really enough, but still, what a brilliant effort finding those kills in such quick succession. Oh, ODDIK are going to be kicking themselves that they aren't able to capitalize on an incredible round out of Woody. Finding 3 kills, but they fall 1 short, not expecting Koala in library. Nadia's trying to jump across the Ozero, trying to trade. Last bullet in the magazine. Gonna land that headshot to take Woody down, and ODDIK finally falter.
I thought for sure Woody was going to swing and kill him there when he was so low on ammunition there. Wow. All around from Koala. Once again, trying to put his team on his back. Woody did such a great job in that round. It was almost cerebral, the way he was like lurking around the map, because seemingly killing everything in his wake. And I really appreciated what he went and did with his timings. He probably shouldn't have got the kill on Max Score. I think Max Score probably should have been a bit sharper on that one. But then he realised, okay, I've made great progress already. They know where I am. They might be thinking, now I'm going to be waiting and waiting for my teammates to rotate. Why would I peek again? So he does peek again to be unpredictable.
Yeah.
And it works brilliantly, apart from that final kill on Koala to win the round.
So much nade damage in these early stages of the round in towards Banana, and it's going to be multiple nades thrown back by the T side. Oh, Doc, you're burning. You are dead, as is Gafolo. At least the MAC-10 can make its way through from the half wall to get that trade. There's still 2 players in on this B bomb site, though. Woody omnipresent in the correct side of the map. Again, really tough to track with that MP9. This is where you might not expect case locks. This is where the extra player could make a difference.
And there you go. Bomb on the floor. Max Core 1v3. And I don't think Case Locks is going to give up too much here. Being a jiggling nuisance right now is Case Locks. And there is a resmoke for CT to block off that player rotating, but
How's the bomb ended up there?
Mistakes being made. And yeah, the bomb is actually in a very awkward position. Maybe there was a player looking into CT as they died. Because the way you look is the way the bomb gets thrown from your body. So there we go. Freebie for Diazera. 4-1. And again, that clutch from Koala in the previous round, only a flash in the pan, maybe.
I mean, just nothing outside of Koala so far for Sharks. The rest of the team was extremely underwhelming on Ancient, and that has continued into the early stages here on Inferno as well. Just having a look at the scoreboard from that previous map. Sure, Koala does well, 19 and 13. Outside of that, 10 and 15 on Gafolo, 9 kills for RDN, and then 7 apiece for Doc and MaxCore. Extremely top heavy once again. They've got, what, 5 kills between 4 players in 5 rounds outside of Koala. Gonna need his teammates to come online soon enough, otherwise they could be staring down the barrel of a rough halftime scoreline.
Yeah, and it's not like he can even give Sharks much of an excuse for going so quiet. It's not like they've got a LAN going on at the same time like so many other North American teams often do at this time of year and in the scene at the moment. We both mentioned the amount of pop-up LANs in Curitiba and Sao Paulo and Buenos Aires. There's one coming up in 5 days for Sharks. Let me check the name of that. It's Bet Boom Rush B Summit Season 2 in Sao Paulo, playing against Galores in the opening round. ODDIK 9Z also there. Funny enough, he could get a Sharks versus ODDIK rematch if both win their games, but ODDIK do play 9Z, so not easy.
Much like the series, not easy for Sharks. Would be cool to see if they do lock horns again though and get that rematch on land. Busy boys over in South America at the moment. Sharks setting themselves up for a big burst into this B-bomb site. The problem is they don't have a flash to really try and enable them to close the gap. Woody is going to have to respect that smoke grenade, putting bullets through at 90. Not nearly clean enough there. Almost spoiled for choice and not able to do anything. Woody overheating, overcommits. Frag found from Doc. Advantage Sharks in the eco.
Yeah, and with the M4 recovered, I do think that this is pretty impossible to retake. They've got money to give a little bit of a look, but most teams would save here, and save pretty sharpishly too. Others will get punished for even looking, or can be collected. Will they be allowed to retreat though? They know they could be looked at, and there you go. There is one, but the Deagle's tagging up Diazera. The AWP should be allowed to retreat now. Doesn't need to continue holding this angle, and we'll get punished for it actually. Good job from K-Slox to keep a couple of kills going his way. Look at Koala. He's already all the way round. That's pretty surprising. K-Slox has to run toward the bomb to try and save the AWP. He's like, where's this guy come from? And Koala will remove everyone in the end. So fair play. Free AWP. We'll take that every day of the week.
Mate, how sharp is Koala looking at the moment? Even with that instant headshot coming through from the Tech 9. And yeah, maybe just getting a bit ahead of themselves here, ODDIK, with how good they've been since that second half started on Ancient and the start here on Inferno as well. Need to make sure that they give up the necessary respect. Sharks just reminding them, hey, come on, you can't just be taking all these unnecessary fights. And look at what that does. Diazera and Woody both down to 5-7s. This is Sharks' opportunity to really sink their teeth into this game here and get going on Inferno.
Yeah, this is the round that would get them back into some form of contention in the series in general. Because, as you say, they've been locked out for a while. So often, rounds being won when you have the Tech 9s and the Deagles can kickstart you. That could be a case happening here as well.
ODDIK have been able to peer down Banana. Nades and Woody towards the top of Banana. That's a dink through the smoke onto Gafolo. He'll even finish off what he started there. Does 90 through the smoke. So once again, ODDIK draw first blood. Nades gets in on the act as well. They are going to head back in that direction. Nades got to be so careful. Going to hear the utility. That'll be his signal to just fall back and try and set something up here with Woody on this B-bomb site. You've got to understand, when you're on the CT side of Inferno and you're up 5v3, you're almost always going to receive the T's over towards the B-bomb site.
It's very common, isn't it? Because even if they trade their way in 2 for 2, it might give that player a chance in the clutch. Because it's so difficult to retake the B-bomb site. Especially if they go 2 for 1, which is even better than a 2v4 after plant. Those are way more than you think, but it looks like with 10 seconds to go, they're not even going to entertain it, which is very surprising. I mean, I kind of get it. The rotation had already come through toward B. That was the only choice they had left, and they do need to keep the guns they have, because if they do, you know, Max Core can drop an AK. It does give all the rifles over to ODDIK for free as well, which is not something they would have wanted to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to bolster the firepower significantly. Again, straight back to winning ways for ODDIK. That's such an important round, because as you highlighted, that was the chance for Sharks to make it 4-all. You win that, then anti-eco would have followed. Feels like it's a return to schedule programming in terms of what we would have expected here on Inferno. Now, it's ODDIK who reassume a pretty position, 3-round lead. You win this, and then the pressure ramps up exponentially. ODDIK have not had much to do over towards this A bomb site in recent times. Diazera backpedaling. He's going to try and drop the smoke. You'd imagine it's going to be a bit late. Surely they forced their way through the smoke. Talking of smoke, Woody's got the frag through one. Diazera will deny Doc. What's Doc even doing there, Trav?
The way you said that has tickled me for some reason, because I don't know either, man. I don't know either. He's not got a doctorate in this game, I don't think, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's what do they call it? Like when you impersonate, you got a false qualification. I
He's
can't
going to be
think of the
arrested
word.
for impersonating a doctor.
Yeah,
There we go.
yeah, because unfortunately, it's not looking like the guy we're used to seeing on the server. And that's not what we're used to seeing from Koala in this series either. 90 will destroy him. My god, ODDIK are just looking so good from top to bottom. 6 out of 8 rounds going their way. Sharks just floundering here right now.
Yeah, trying to double kick into the apartments, getting caught in the molly. So much damage done early. Re-smoke on the corner. They try and jump through it. There's no reason for Doc to jump through that at all. It's like a pure Hail Mary that you only know is going to go one way. And the one way is a one-way ticket to the grave. Didn't even get to graveyard. Died in pit.
Oh, yeah, Gafala gonna die at ramp. Another opening kill. And ODDIK are just almost unplayable. ODDIK are just almost unplayable. 2 frags from 90 straight through the smoke. Koala and Ardians are the last 2 left remaining. Time for attack timeout after this round because we're entering territory where it's almost just like GG's being called in the first half. This is
Time
also...
for attack timeout.
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
You first.
You go.
Nope.
No.
Oh.
No, you.
I was gonna say, this must be the best looking ODDIK we've ever seen since their inception in the Counter-Strike space.
You think?
Yeah, I do.
They made an ESL Challenger a long while ago, but that wasn't really the best team they had compared to now, I think. I think I'd agree with you maybe on that front. They had 2 pretty decent players historically, and like, Togs and Pank. Pank has a bit of a checkered history in terms of his personality. Yeah, I'm just looking back at when they played the ESL Challenger. Let's have a look. Matches all time. It'll be a long time ago now. It might be 2 or 3 years. That's Challenger League. Continue. I'm going to keep searching.
Yeah, no problem.
I know I found it. Never mind.
Okay.
It's ESL Challenger Atlanta. They lost a big and lost a wild card. And before that, they played... is that the qualifier? It's only the qualifier. Okay. So they made up 1 LAN. ESL Challenger Atlanta 2024, and you see ESL Challenger space anyway, there's a lot of LANs other than that. That was a team of Nighty, Matthias, Woody, Togs, and K-Slock. So it's still the core. It is still the core.
And that team did have a high
yeah.
ceiling, so you are right that like when that team popped off, there was definitely a lot to get excited about with them. It just feels like this is really sustainable. Like there's not as big of a chasm between the floor and the ceiling as there would have been with that team. Can we get Togs on a team though? I just saw he's still benched here on ODDIK's roster. Let's just get Togs playing because he certainly deserves it. Be careful now, ODDIK. No need to overplay your hand. Oh my boy, I don't know if that would have been better or worse for Nodders if he'd hung around for an extra second. My boy is what I was going for, but but probably not the best one. But anyway, we're good. We move.
I mean, it sounded like you said my boar, like wild
I
boar.
just didn't finish the sentence or the word.
I thought it was like some South African saying or something
My boy,
that I'm
what
not
are you
aware
doing?
of. Yeah, because sometimes the when you put on a strong accent and you say some of your things, it can make me think I've missed something.
Fair enough.
I mean, there's a saying that I'm not aware of that you need to educate me about.
No worries, we're good. This time I was just being a bit silly. Silly noodle.
Yeah, a goofy noodle.
Well, at
One of
least
my
for
friends
Sharks.
has got an alias called Goof Noodle.
That's a very silly
Great
name.
name.
Anyway, what I will say is at least Sharks haven't lost a player in the first 15 seconds of the round, which has generally been the case with all the fights in towards Banana. What is the setup? What is the setup here from Nighty and Woody? I'm not sure I've really seen this all that often, and I don't think I like it, to be honest with you.
Well, it's very different, and that is what I kind of like about it. Flash is good though, and that's the thing that will destroy it. There we go. Okay, that is the that is the reason you don't do that. It's rare. They may be hoping at that late stage of the round, but Sharks are only playing contact, right? But they have a flash. They have a damn flash, and it means that setup is completely defunct.
It's just so standard to flash that angle as well because you're worried about an AWPer and CT peering into top Banana. So it's like you're never really going to make that move as the T side. I understand, like you say, maybe you gamble, they're taking contact, but why are we taking gambles of that sort of nature when, your setups have been working as well as they have been? Anyway, first little bit of a blunder. If this does end 7-5, does feel like the door's completely opened up for Sharks once again at that point. It's kind of tough to have
Yeah, I
faith in
agree.
them with the way that the series has gone, to be honest.
No, that is also true. That is also true. At least they're going to win this round with all 5 players alive. I would usually make a bit of a bigger deal about that, but it's pretty late in the half now. 90's up to 15 and 5. Nardez up to 6 and 4 with the AWP. Hasn't had to do a whole lot, really. So, to be fair, I really should be saying that about Diazera going 4 and 2. He's been pretty content in this half to watch his teammates do all the heavy lifting.
Alright, well, Sharks couple rounds in isolation is all they've managed on this T side so far. This has got to be where they start to string some consecutive rounds together. Brilliant nade coming through. Woody with that second AWP, not going to be able to connect. 90's been taken down, and you know they're just going to try and charge the AWP down. Woody being chased into the back of the bomb site, can't even fall back in towards quad, so
Save.
he's going to go down. Save call will come through, unless I was going to say if they could catch that bomb carrier, but oh, this is going to be a good boost of confidence, a much-needed boost of confidence for Sharks as they start to actually get some momentum here on their map pick. I mean, do you
finally
save just looking at their money, next round, last of the half, maybe just roll the dice? Why wouldn't you, honestly?
Aggressive exit kills, I think.
Why?
But I would definitely be more aggressive than they're being right now. But I would want to be trying to keep the AK, because you can't buy that yourself, obviously, on
That's
CT
a good
side.
shout. Yeah, fair enough.
And also you've got full utility still, which is pretty handy to have. Sure, 8k on 90, 6k on Nardez, no issue, but I think it would be nice to keep everything you've kind of got and not used. Diazera will continue to only have 2 deaths in this half, funnily enough. But yeah, of course now, Case Locks doesn't need a drop. Everyone else can buy, they can drop the Woody, and it's all well and good. Case Locks has dropped from the server though, so I'll have to pause quickly to get him back.
Yeah.
Koala's been alive for a lot of these previous rounds, so only has 12 armor left, funnily enough.
You do tend to pay more attention to that the most, and we've often seen it actually come back and where a player like catches a nade tag at the start of the round, and then that breaks all the armor they have left, and then they end up actually having to play the round without armor. So I'm glad you've caught that. I like that the HUD highlights it as well when their armor is low. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's like the new update for, I think, this season. We kind of saw it for IM Krakow, I think. Could be wrong. Could have been there already for a while. But, yeah, Koala could easily be naded early round here. Like, naded down to, let's say, 60, 50. And that would remove all of his armor. And then he's going to get hard aim punched when he actually takes a duel. So he really should be rebuying that. But sometimes players don't notice.
It's just one of those things that so rarely is ever a thing that, like you highlight, it can just often go unnoticed. And it looks like that's going to be the case here as well. I mean, he's got a really long time to try and catch on, right? With this extended break, not like it's just the normal 20-second freeze time.
Yeah, true. What we can look at is those plugs making love at the top of the screen.
Alright, well...
Who do you think is winning Cup number 1 match? You would
Honestly,
probably say MIBR from here.
I mean, it's just that not only because it's MIBR, but I think that team is actually cooking at the moment. Klim has been incredible. Insani, obviously, exciting with LNZ in the mix there. So I would be inclined to back MIBR.
Talking about Klim, I had a chat the other day with a couple of other people, right? Like, kind of G2 needed injection again. Technically, Klim is still on loan from G2's academy.
Okay.
So, I've not been a massive Sun Pius believer in recent times. I think they could, bench him, call Klim back if there's any kind of clause. I'm sure being on loan there is a clause. G2 are smarter than that. Sure, it would screw over MLBR, but yeah, I just think that's a really genuine option considering how few standout AWPers there are that are actually G2 quality in like tier 2, tier 3 in general coming up right now. And I think that is to save money too. I think that is the best choice they could possibly have.
Yeah, I mean, you add that last part in, and then it kind of derails what I was going to say about maybe considering Dexter. I mean, I think the only concern about bringing Klim in is that you've got an extremely inexperienced IGL in Hunter. Then you bring Klim in, an extremely inexperienced AWPer at that level of the game as well. Yeah. Might be taking a bit too much of a risk. So Dexter could be worth considering as well for my money.
Yeah, for sure. I think Dexter does deserve a team. It's been way too long, but unfortunately, he also comes with baggage, right, with like visa issues and supposed attitude problems as well, even though that's never really been 100% proven just by hearsay, let's say, from players and everything. So we'll see. He deserves a team for sure. Nardes, oh my goodness. He's got no idea, Koala, that he's pushed up all the way through the apartments into the balcony. But again, Doc finds the recovery kill and RDN catches 0-0 on that rotation round. And despite that pick from Nardes, it's all fallen apart around him. They don't know where he is though still. That's 2 kills in the back he's been able to find with the AWP somehow. And look at this! Look at this! Woody's just caught him in the side. Doc has no idea. They try and flick back, but doesn't see him. But still, Sharks have a 2v1.
No chance for you, Woody here, right? Surely not. Like, I mean, he's been so good. I probably shouldn't be writing him off, but this has to be Sharks' round. They've really come alive in these past couple. Woody's going to know, surely there's a player on the bomb site here as well. Incendiary is going to force the fight here, but Adi and Zah will come out on top. Very good work. Sharks have saved their campaign here. It was looking like they may be derailed on Inferno, but they've won the last 3 rounds of the half to get themselves up to 5, make it a fairly competitive halftime scoreline, and give them a chance to force a decider.
To live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino. Uh-huh.
Sharks are still alive. They're still breathing. Maybe they found a way to slip back into the water and not get beached, which is pretty surprising, actually, considering how ODDIK started Inferno. They were in the ascendancy, and Sharks were looking lost, but they're back.
Yeah, swirling around in circles at one point, but they finally got some direction here on Inferno. And they're looking pretty good, Trav. In those last 3 rounds that they won at the tail end of the half, it looked like the Sharks that we've come to expect. So is that going to be a sign of what we can expect now going into the rest of the second half? Be a big boost in the right direction for ODDIK if they can win this pistol.
I do think in online play, Inferno is a little bit T-sided in general, so something that Sharks will have to try and deal with maybe. Early decoy, I think, top banana. But I might still commit to it. That will be known by Doc that it's only that decoy grenade that is making a racket.
No smoke grenade, no block util, no info either to try and get ahead of the round here for Sharks that they going to have to rotate into this B bomb site. ODDIK trying to set themselves up accordingly. I think this is going to be a straight up coffins and CT smoke from them. Nades posted in on the angle. I mean, Doc needs at least a kill and then maybe even needs to survive here as well. Or maybe no frag and just stay alive and wait for your teammates. Those are the two best options.
Yeah, I mean, retaking is a difficult, sure, but you will have that smoke on RDN, you will have that kit on Gafolo, but can they organise that between the two of them? That communication is never easy. 4 through Banana. K-Slox is about to get a rude awakening. Maybe it's not him anymore, but it's going to be Nades. That's a clean tap. We love to see that. Oh, he's making this look so damn easy. Wow. Triple kill with the P250. That shouldn't have been that comfortable when he's being swarmed like he is. Usually a Glock might do that, not a P250. That was so accurate.
Yeah, I mean, just incredible work from them, just calmly tapping them out of the round. Never looked like he got flustered, even though they had so many players running in on his direction. Brilliant work from Nades to hold his nerve. Orpas and P250s trap. I've been pushing this narrative for a long time. Just going to toot my own horn here. I know you can corroborate that. Must be like at least 2 years I've been going on about Orpas and P250s. And, well, Nades, he is certainly in that category as well.
Of the slow-mo replay. Thank you, production. You deserve to see it. Flick at the last second there to find Gafolo too. It's almost like he was aiming at the first player that was peeking closer to the half wall and then flicked to the player on the far right instead. Sharks force.
And it's a really bold decision, right? Lose this, 9-5 becomes 10-5. And surely you got to back ODDIK to get the job done from there with how good they've been throughout the series so far.
Double up on short.
Only one player home on the B bomb site now. ODDIK with them pressuring B are expecting that to force the CTs to readjust the setup, but Sharks is just fully gambling right now, and it looks like it's the correct call. Frags go back and forth. Artie and Zhao hard commits to the swing though. Peeks into quite a few players. Big jewel here that Koala's gonna win to keep the numbers level. But they now know, right? They know there's one long, know there's one apartments. Let's just go B.
Kind of a weird decision from Sharks. I think for like one Molotov, good damage there, but still a kill for K-Slox on max core. For like one Molotov completely disrupted Sharks' setup with 3 players top mid there. Koala will somehow react and find Woody. That's a really good kill to get, but does get dinked. They know he's been dinked too. So he's going to have to try and play a headshot angle on site here, Koala. He could still hold on and save his team again. He's doing exactly that. Oh, he's doing a brilliant job. The time he's wasted there is great too. Nades still healthy though. It's Nades versus Doc in the 1v1. Doc has got the deagle, but he's picked up an MP9. Might give him a bit more strength, and now Nades aware that it's probably going to be short. Still looking between the two though, and he's looking in the right way at the right time. Nades, 2 triple kills in a row.
Oh, God is on his side right now because it was so nervy with him just kind of bobbing his head up occasionally and checking back in towards library and then turning his attention towards short, and it works out for him, like you say. Back-to-back multi-kills for Nades. Great effort from Koala. Again, without him, this would have been one of the worst games from Sharks you'd imagine in recent times. If it wasn't for how good Koala has been in the series, at least kind of, you know, gave them some rounds on Ancient, even though they lost 13-7. Koala won a couple almost single-handedly. Had a really big clutch. What a 1v4 here on Inferno to win one of their 5. Full eco now, though. A prime opportunity for ODDIK to get themselves up to double digits. They would then just be 3 rounds away from winning the series. Oh man, that's unfortunate for Doc that he doesn't get a bit more from that position.
Oh, he's eaten that nade as well. He stayed put, but I think took 80 damage and only took
then
1 to
yeah.
that one. That makes no sense. And he still got 1 kill from it. And he's still alive. How is my brother standing right now? What on earth is going on?
How do they
Yeah, he's still alive.
uproot him?
He's
got an AK.
He's still alive, Matt.
Yeah, this is insane.
There
He's
we
gonna give
go.
the AK cross and the pistol. Okay, he gets the deagle. There's more than just an off chance. Artie inside. There's just numbers for the CT
Oh my God.
side. But what is that from 90? How has he managed all 3 of those kills? That's ridiculous.
Oh my word. I don't think I've ever been so surprised at a player being alive for that much longer. It should have been dead to the nade. How that did 1 damage considering the first one did 80, I have no idea.
I think it landed just behind the sandbags.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess they tried to hedge their bets there, right?
Yeah,
1 nade
true.
behind the half wall, 1 nade behind the sandbags. But yeah, crazy that he lived for that long. Good job from 90. Up to 18 and 8 now for him. ODDIK, 3 away.
And do or die right here, right now for Sharks. You lose this round, just wrap it up and call it a day, boys. I'm going to have the open play on Maxcore, who's been next to Anonymous throughout the series. Really no big Maxcore moments to speak of or recall throughout Ancients or Inferno. Good useful damage going both ways. Nades and Doc both around half health. Zero trying to have some presence in towards middle. There's a player in Boiler and then 2 in apartments here for Sharks as well. But ODDIK just keeping things as simple and direct as possible. Oh, Koala peeked out. Doesn't see anybody. He will find a favorable angle on Dio0. Yep, there we go. Because he's further away from the wall, it means he's got a better line of sight to work with. Nade will remove Nades as well. So it's a great start here for Sharks.
Yeah, something to work with again, finally. Ardian Zhao is also on a bit of a trek. He's all the way through second middle, behind them in Banana. They are looking for it. They know it's a possibility that they could be pinched upon here. ODDIK. Ardian goes a little bit too far. There is a chance, but I think he does realise that, look, just lock them in. Don't over-peak for no reason. There's 3 over toward B. They can't be in middle. That is why Max Core is also now rotating to B. There's no way out.
Yeah, he's going to look to try and maximize the damage.
Hang on.
Yeah, hang on indeed. Wait,
Time.
no. I mean, if they just immediately hightail after getting that kill, there was 17 seconds on the clock. I made sure to pay attention. I think there is a world, you know, where they may just have been able to get the bomb down in time. It's probably just not worth the risk, though. Keeping 3 players alive, Dio0 can buy an AK, K-Stocks can drop one for Nades. They'll have everything they want. The Sharks survive.
I think the thing is, even if they do book it then and there, there'll be a player holding the cross, right? And they wouldn't have had time to deal with him or fight him in any way. And that's probably the logic.
Yeah, I guess you're probably onto something there. Alright, Sharks, well, another one required here. Even after that, you'd imagine ODDIK might even be inclined to go for a 4, so it's a long road back for Sharks. I think one of the main reasons I struggle to conceive Sharks still winning the map from here is just how good ODDIK have been across the board. K-Stock's not where he was supposed to be. Dio0 going to get boosted up anyway, but not silently. Same setup being employed by Sharks because it wasn't spotted out by ODDIK in the previous round.
Look at this.
Everyone's blind.
Oh my god. What? Dio0, there should have been no way out, and he just triple kill entry'd them in apartments. The setup was there for so much time. Oh my word. The flash is unbelievable.
It's a god flash.
What a play.
Yeah, that is brilliant work. Dio0, and then even just to chase down Woody, Gafolo. He's just taking so much damage to Woody. And you know, bet your top dollar ODDIK are going to let the hounds loose here and go hunting. It's open season. And Doc on top of first oranges. Not going to get hard hit by 90, but he's still able to adjust anyway. But he's just having an incredible map right now. It's exactly the sentence I was saying coming into the round, is that with everybody being online here for ODDIK and having their moments. I mean, Dio0 was the quietest player, which you even highlighted a couple times. Hasn't had to do all that much on the map so far. But when he is required, he gets a blistering triple. 90 will take a follow down as well. 5 frags between the 2 of them. And ODDIK now within touching distance. Just 2 rounds required to get the job done from here. We've got, what, 7 left in the half?
Look at that. Look at the replay. RDN, Zhao, unfortunately, was caught trying to move forward and go for the peek in toward the balcony. as that flash popped right in his face. And of course, the boiler player's looking as well because he wants to try and maybe push up and help at some point. So it couldn't have been better timing. And then the third player's like, oh shit, I should probably get out of here. But he's not allowed to. Incredible work.
Yeah, it was fantastic indeed. I mean, the flash, but then coupled with the effort there from YNG to get those kills in quick succession, then chase down the third player in apartments as well. And, I mean, at least, I guess, Sharks aren't completely shattered financially, because the round they won, they kept 4 players alive. So they're going to have the AWP, a couple rifles, and 2 MP9s.
It's still a long way back.
If this is the ODDIK that we're going to get throughout the 4 cups this season, this team will feature in the regional finals, I reckon.
Yeah, I think so. It's a shame they're in the lower bracket already, and also MRBR are going to be a very tough opponent for them. Not that they haven't, fought well against them previously, but still.
They'll just be hoping MIBR wins Cup 1 and then just doesn't accept the invites for any of the other cups afterwards to almost open up the field, maybe. Might help. That'll help as well.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Tippy top with a head spotted. Doc tears it off. Yeah, that was also close. Back through. Smoke and a fade. And Doc.
That's bold.
That's a nice way of putting it, Trav.
Yeah. Caster speak for that was idiotic.
It's like, why? You've just done so well to get an opening kill. What are you even doing? What are you thinking? Are you thinking at all? Forced a rotation. You have got max core on this long line, though. I don't think they're going to be in the market for smoking off archers because they're hoping to actually catch the CTs off guard. It's going to be a slow creep. Okay. All right, then. Seen enough.
Bye-bye. Wait, hang on. It's not bye-bye yet. Okay, it's bye-bye now.
Wait.
Is it bye-bye to Koala as well?
If it was anybody...
Saying... Oh, he's been smoked off.
Bye-bye.
GG.
Listen, Tier0, that was sickening. That was sickening out of Tier0. Stepping into archers, please. Maybe even in slow-mo. Run it back 2 or 3 times. I wouldn't mind. But that is insane.
That's the highest pitch I've ever heard your voice go, I think.
Yeah, but honestly, just ridiculous from Tier0. Just peeking into an AWP who scoped up on that angle and then just destroying him. How sharp.
Wow. Fair play to ODDIK. I thought at least map 2 would be a tight fight. It is not. The might of the T side here is almost as strong as their CT. They're mighty and they're bitey, unlike Sharks. When you think Sharks would be mighty and bitey.
Yeah, true. Unfortunately, not living up to their namesake. This is going to be the best opportunity for ODDIK to seal the fate of the series, playing against the Broken by MP7, MP9 for Mars, M4 AWP. We got a different gun on all 5 players for Sharks. This might be like the meekest and most underwhelming performance I've seen from Sharks in like a year and a half kind of thing.
Yeah, shame. A shame, because we have been big fans of this team, and I also do think at some point they're going to be able to fully lock in for one of the future cups and make the regional final, right? I think they're too good not to be there, considering the other teams that will be in these cups. But we'll see. They'll be 1 down already if they do lose here.
True, you're right. I actually haven't highlighted that enough, that this is literally Sharks on the brink of elimination. I mean, we know we've spoken about it being the lower bracket, but to actually verbalize that, and with it being such a weak showing from them, is a really bitter way for them to exit the competition.
Can it end here and now? Seen way too many Trav's laws lately.
That's why it's a law, mate.
Unfortunately, I don't enforce it.
Well, this is not looking good for Sharks with the way that they're set up. They've gamble rotated a player across max core. This has got to be the moment. Been extremely quiet throughout the series so far. He's not going to be impeded by utility. Is there a flash over the top? There's a support flash being thrown through that CT smoke. It's going to be Woody who goes searching. He's trying to do his best. He has 0 impression, but he's going to go down for free. Information now gleaned. There's also a push from Dio0 who's going to come through archers. He can't do it again, though. And they're just saving? Guys, hello, like, what? ODDIK, this is a peculiar one. This is so weird.
I think they relied on Dio0 to get something done there. They thought maybe he could make a play happen and hold the rotations off. The thing is, there was already still a player on A anyway. They were running the bomb back down Banana with, what, 20 seconds to go. That was enough time to plant on A, but it relies on Dio0 getting a kill and then maybe just helping out on the A bomb site immediately, which is not something that you can rely on, really.
I'm just wondering why they didn't commit with Woody to push into the B bomb site. That's what I was more kind of like questioning at that point. Why would he just go searching by himself? And they're almost reliant on him getting that duel. If they'd pushed through together, they almost certainly trade Max Core out and have a much better chance. So slightly peculiar. 12-7 though. Sharks will hold on.
Need 5 more in a row, though, I'm afraid. That is not going to be easy.
Yeah, not when you've managed 7 out of 19. Now you need 5 rounds in a row. Money's pretty good for ODDIK. They've been decent at maintaining their finances even when they're losing rounds, keeping guns in play. Alright, well, Nades has been able to get himself on the angle and towards the top of Banana.
Oh, dear Zera. Is he about to launch his way in with a bit of utility?
There's a flash.
There we go, he's in pit. And K-Slox has found Koala. Ardian's got to deliver. That's a really nice second kill on K-Slox. Fair play. And that's actually a really nice pick for Max Core. Okay. That is not something you see all too often. Picking it like that and getting the frag anyway. Doc is making a lot of noise on that rotation. They know he's walking away and running away back and forth. Honestly, if they want to risk it here, just walk the smoke. Yeah, I think they're going to, you know.
They don't have one of their own, though, to block CT off, so they're just going to have to straight up duel him. If they get the kill, there's a really good chance in the round all of a sudden. I'm surprised Nades isn't going to step out with the AWP. Was Doc not spotted there? Bomb carrier successfully gets across. It starts to get a little bit spooky here. Oh, there's Nades. Activates frag found.
Especially when Nades can do that. Yeah, 17 HP on RD and he's been given the AWP. Sure, kits and util available, but this could be where the game ends here. Nades will be set up, and it's 90 with him as well. It's the 2 best players in the server. At the moment, there's the immediate swing and immediate kill. Wary of that ruins area. Now Nades can put out the Tech 9. It's very awkward for him, though. There's no bullets in either pistol. But Gafolo will get him done. Oh, my word. 3 HP. How are Sharks in the game still?
Nades couldn't hold his nerve. Nades couldn't get it done. That should have been the moment when the player is leaping away, having to pull out a sidearm. Nades should have just slowed down to just make sure that he connects on his shots. If this game goes to overtime, that's the moment we'll have to look back to and put our finger on and say, ODDIK should have got it done. They should have finished it off. They weren't able to. It seemed like it was written in the stars with the combination, like you said, so fittingly between Nades and 90. Especially once he gets that kill there. There's 90. Oh, mate. Alright.
Yes, you couldn't see him.
I know, but yeah, at
you
this point
couldn't see him for so long.
Try slow down, but I guess you can't really fault him. 12-8.
No, it's fair enough. I think at the end of the day, isn't it? Like, he's panicking because any human being would panic in that situation. I think when a player's jumping at you like that and you can't even see him because you're playing edge of the smoke. That was awkward. That was awkward. Crazy play though. The fact that Gavolo only needed to take 1 more bullet to go down and it'd be game over. That is quite literally hairs on the balls territory.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, now you look at the money. ODDIK loses 12-9, anti-eco 12-10. Could be a way back into the game here for Sharks. It's not inconceivable. Tournament lives on the line here in the ECL Season 51 South America Cup 1.
Matt, thoughts? Overtime, Sharks win, double OT map 3, you go to bed at 4 AM.
For the love of the game, Trav, I'm here for it, mate.
Oh dear.
For the love
With
of
5
the
tech
game.
pauses. I'm kidding.
The only thing that would really suck about that is I've got Nodwin in what would be now 9 hours. So if it goes to 4 a.m.,
Yeah.
then I get like 5 hours sleep. That's the only part that would kind of suck, to be honest.
Would you like just sleep in the day if that happened? You wouldn't you? Like have a proper nap and stuff like
Even
that.
if I didn't have
to
Nodwin?
recharge. No, if you like if this finishes at 3,
Yeah.
you have to do like Nodwin at whatever time.
Yeah, then I'll sleep
you
after
have a nap,
Nodwin's
right?
done before ECL tomorrow
Yeah.
night, definitely. Thankfully, I actually
Yeah,
am
fair
able to do that. I know a lot of people struggle. Yeah, I can just lie down and sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours if I have to, wake back up and
God,
carry
I wish
on.
I could do that. Oh, I'm so jealous, honestly. I can't get more than 5 hours in one go ever. That's so upsetting.
That is insane to me. I do not envy you, mate.
I'm used to it, which is something I think that does help a little bit. But I wish I wasn't used to it at the same time.
Yeah,
So.
fair enough. Can't blame you there. Sharks used to chasing
They're
this
very,
game.
they're very up banana here, ODDIK. A lot of progress. Mac 10 and Woody was leading the way, and they are exchanging util. You can see, deciding on what exactly they want to do. It could be a bit of a double nade here to find a player. One in toward CT, big damage. 3 players here. So, Sharks at least have an okay defense ready. None of the A players are looking for information there. They're playing kind of like pit and short. So, the B players might not know exactly that it's all 5 coming their way immediately, but they're going to go for it now. ODDIK volleying toward the back of Ruins. Opening pick though for Deozera. Oh, it's all going to fall apart. Doc's no way he gets more than 2 kills here. Might not expect that 3rd kill, but yeah. The 3rd player, sure, might have been a surprise, but only 1 for 1. Great quick trade. 4v2, perfectly set up. And it's an AWP on the retake too for Max Court. Koala's been the only player really putting in something for his team tonight. Good pick from Max Court, but now 8 HP. Will that util help him out? 4 flashes still available. Is that going to give them any opportunity? There's 1 kill from Koala, and they haven't been able to trade him actually. 1 bullet needed to take him down though, and now Max Core's gone. It's all down to 7 HP of Koala. And they've doubled up in CT as well. That double up should be more than enough. Great kills, but there's just no time. They should know they just don't need to peek. And even though he does peek, there's no time. There is no time for that defuse. Great try from Koala again. And another big multi-kill from him in this series. But today was all ODDIK.
Absolutely. What a convincing performance coming through from ODDIK, and a statement made here in the lower bracket. That's going to get them through to this lower bracket final. Brilliant result for them where they play against LP. Sure, a good team, but I'll certainly have ODDIK as my favorites for that one. Then they play against the loser Glories versus MIBR. I'll pick them over Glories. So honestly, ODDIK have got a really conceivable path to get to the grand final of Cup 1 and try their hand at MIBR.
They really do. They really do. And I'm very impressed with how they played over the course of the series in general, because we thought coming into it that Sharks would compete on map 1 and probably win map 2. As it is, both of them very convincing for ODDIK. And honestly, that recovery streak from a 7-5 half for Sharks, that 8 rounds in a row that ODDIK won, that was really kind of egregious for Sharks. They did nothing, really, in that second half of Ancient. There was no opening kills whatsoever. There was barely any opportunities to play any after plants. It was pure domination for ODDIK, and they deserve that spot in the lower bracket final for sure. LP, I think they're not a bad team. They beat Red Cannons and Bounty Hunters. They aren't bad wins for LP, but that win against Shinden wasn't actually a win because Shinden forfeit because they've got another event to play. So I do completely agree with you. ODDIK's path to that grand final against MIBR, which you feel like would be the predicted, the common prediction for that grand final, it's very possible.
Absolutely. Really whittling it down here to the end of the competition in Cup 1, on the brink of finishing off Cup 1 and getting a team into the regional finals. I mean, MIB are certainly the favorites. They've had a very handy run so far without dropping a map into this lower bracket final, where they'll go up against Glories tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and that's going to be pretty fun for sure. We love our ECL South America, but that is where our coverage for ECL South America comes to an end this evening. It's been a pleasure once again. Thank you for joining us. We'll be back for more in the future, but for now, sleep. Good night. to do.
Lovely.
But he does have at least a couple of teammates now in tow and looking to help. And there we go. Koala and Gaffello will get the first couple. Doc eventually needs another one though. And Max Core is too.
Koala tries to keep the pressure up in towards Long. Gonna cost him his life. This is gonna
I
expire.
thought you were
next
trolling
day,
me for a
and
second.
No. I mean, I understand why you might think that with the drama that they have. Exactly what he's gonna do. Now, how does he prioritize these fights? Tier 0 is the one that finds score. Cave Smoke instead, rather. 90 gets to find one. He's a player I'm actually really excited by being.
Something happened, even though they're low HP, that could work on.
Set up the way that they are. Nade spots one, but I think in turn he's almost completely gotten away from them compared to where it was on the half. And
Already. Thought for a moment, 8-round streak.
chill out,
Comes the
boys.
Incendiaries. In comes the Tech 9s. If he didn't fall back and keep himself alive. But in a pretty good position. But this is very hard to deal with. Now they know where he is. If he played Trigger Discipline, can he do it here as well? We need a hero.
Towards the top of Banana. It's a dink through the smoke onto ODDIK are just almost unplayable.
So he's about to get a rude awakening. Maybe it's not him anymore. It's going to be Nardez. That's a clean tap. We love to see that. Oh, he's
Okay, he gets the deagle. There's more than just an off chance. RD in south. There's just numbers for the.
Look at this.
Everyone's blind.
Oh my god. What? Dear Zero, there's immediate swing and immediate kill. Wary of that ruins area. Now Nardez can put up the Tech 9. It's very awkward for him though. There's no bullets. They've doubled up in CT as well. A double up should be more than enough. Great kills, but there's just no time. They should know they just don't need to peek. And even though he does.